Hi, I'm Ariana Grande, and this is me on the Zach Sang Show again. I'm here to talk about my new album, Thank You Next. And my friends are here who I was lucky enough to work on the album with. This is Mikey and Scooty of Social House.
Woohoo!
This is Tommy Brown and Victoria Monet.
Woo!
And yeah, we figured we'd all come together and share stories and hang out. And yeah, we're here. Thank you, Zach and the gang, for letting us do it.
Dude, everybody's in for a treat.
And Fredo's in the corner.
Looking more handsome than ever.
Smiling and bringing the best vibes as always. And
you really are.
Off camera, but contributing the most.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful humans. Dan's here.
Yep.
I'm here. And Ariana Grande's in the studio.
I'm back.
How crazy.
I'm so sorry I'm back this soon.
Shut your mouth. It's crazy that you're back in the 5.5 months.
Yeah.
That's the time between Sweetener and Thank You Next. Barely 5.5 months.
I'm smiling too hard. I'm like very excited to be here, and I feel really, really, peaking. I'm like my excitement's here, but my body's here, so they both can't keep up with the other. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What is it about this album that makes you so jazzed? Like, it exudes from you.
I think just how we made it. I made it with like my best friends over the course of a really small period of time, and it kind of like saved my life, kind of. It was just kind of like this super challenging chapter that, you know, sucked, and then my friends made it amazing and special, and I'm forever grateful for that. And the music just feels like how it felt making it, I feel like.
Is it the right thing to say that it was just friends helping another friend get through the average things that people go through in life?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I see Tommy shaking his head in the corner, so I'm like, yeah, that's right.
By the way, Tommy Brown is here. Hi.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Yeah,
Tommy,
Victoria.
Victoria, Mikey, Scooty.
This is a part of the team that really crafted Thank
Josh
You
and
Next.
Daniel.
Ah, beautiful. Was there a defining moment that you remember that was like, okay, this happened and now it's time to start creating another project?
I don't remember that moment. I was trying to ask Victoria earlier. I was like, when did this happen? Because I don't remember it. Like, it was such a blur. I think because of like emotions, and then also like champagne. I don't remember when it started or how we got there. I know that things started getting tough and all my friends flew in. Like, all my friends were like, hi, I'm on a plane. Be there soon. And at that point, I wasn't going to tour. I had met with my label and my whole team in New York, and I said, you know, I'll give the advance back. I'm not leaving. Like, I can't. I'm just not in the position to at all. I'm not, like, emotionally stable enough or healthy enough at all. Like, I need to really, like, take some time. And my friends kind of really turned it all around. I wish I could, like, credit therapy, but it didn't do anything, really. It was really mostly just my friends and this music. And Wendy, my A&R, was like, if y'all want to, you know what I mean? Like, there's a studio across the street. I live right across the street from Jungle City in New York. So we literally went to the studio next door every day, like walking distance, walk to the studio every day. And just made music, and it turned everything around in my life. It was just like, it sounds really corny, but it was like the most beautiful.
Would you say the most healing body of work you've ever put out there?
Oh, well, yeah, because I don't think life has ever been as bad as it was when we right? Yeah. As my best friend who knows everything, I'm like looking to her, I'm like, has it ever been that bad? She's like, nah.
No, confirmed, no.
It's really rare to see a friend group like this exist.
I don't mean to be like, life, woe is me, but I'm like a really lucky kid. I know, I'm very grateful and blessed, but it was just like a tough time personally.
But
I don't mean to be like, boo, who, I'm sorry.
But not at all, because what you face is what so many people face all the time. And when I was listening to the album, I saw and I heard myself in records. Like, and I understood how somebody could really, it's almost like looking in a mirror almost when you really connect to a record. And these records, they represent things that everybody goes through as you experience and navigate life.
Yeah.
And some people, I don't know, you heal your own ways, right?
I
And
want to know what song Zach Sang saw in the mirror when he listened to this album.
in my head.
Really?
Yeah. That was a big one. And I really...
I was joking when I asked that, but you really came back quick
Oh,
with
no.
like a real, authentic answer.
that one really, for a few different reasons, I understood it. And I don't know. It's a very powerful record. And I think... What do you think of that song?
What do I think of it?
I mean, when I say in my head, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Because it's such an honest song.
Yeah, I think the first thing that comes to mind, we're 24 hours away from people hearing it, is how terrified I am for people to hear it. Second of all, I guess just that thing that I do a thing with people that the song kind of explains. You know, I just want people to listen to it and have their own experience with it. But I do this thing where sometimes I like paint a different picture of someone that I either already know is not what I'm believing they are, and I'm hoping that they are that, or I'm like slowly learning that they're not what I had thought, I guess.
Does that record...
Too long of an answer. Ariana, get media training. Go ahead.
Not at all. Does that record start with that voice memo from Doug?
From Doug, yeah.
Was that the catalyst to that creation, or was the record created
No,
when
we
you
had
connected the dots?
It was funny because we had like a quote from a movie there. It was Jack Nicholson saying, you seem to have things strangely confused in your mind. And we couldn't clear it, legal, unfortunately. But it's actually worked out I like this so much more because I was like, you know what? Like, Doug was such an incredible friend to me during that time. And I don't know if I would have, gotten myself out of certain unhealthy situations if it hadn't been for his help and, whatever. So I was just, was like, oh, this is fitting, actually, perfect. Yeah, it also says in your head, which is like wild. Yeah.
From the second that record starts, I get goosebumps. And
Thank you.
yeah, it's beautiful. I also saw myself in NASA. The distance thing. Who came up with the lyric, I'm the universe and you're NASA?
Taylor, Victoria, right?
I mean, she loves space so much. And it was like a really fun song to like express that with like what she was going through at the time. But yeah, that was me and Taylor.
So like it starts with NASA? Does it start with distance? Because even that first soundbite, another one that starts with a really, really powerful quote at the top of the record.
That's Shangela. You know who Shangela is, the drag queen?
No.
That's Shangela. She came to visit the studio when we were making NASA, and she was like, girl, this is one small step for woman, one giant leap for womankind. And I was like, you need to say that again right now. And that's going at the beginning of the record. And she was like, oh, girl, hold on, let me get ready. And I was like, you're not on camera, it's just your voice. It was so funny.
It's so much better. It wasn't originally, it was
A countdown, and I was like, Victoria.
Oh, yeah.
It was originally a countdown, and I was like, Victoria, we gotta change that.
It was like
5, 4. And I was like, Victoria, that's not, you
It's
can't.
not going down.
It was so funny.
It's much better.
You were like, I like it. I was like, cool.
Did that record start with her fascination of space, or did it start with wanting to tell a story of distance?
Was that the morning that we were out buying the rings?
Yes, and I
Okay.
text you, I was like, yo.
Come here, we got this
Yes,
idea.
Yeah. But it started with the hook. And we were like kind of like rapping, like rap singing. And it was just really fun. And then when we decided to name it NASA was after we said, I'm gonna need space. We were like,
Yeah.
And it was fun. It's like very her.
It clicked.
Yeah.
Would you ever go to space?
Yeah.
Even if there was a chance that you wouldn't be able to come back?
I don't care.
Yeah. You're in?
I don't care.
Okay, got it.
I've had fun, Whatever's meant to be, will be.
I feel like space would work out really well for you.
Me too.
I feel like
I'd love to go right now. Ship me out.
No, you'd be the person who goes and like you'd be the one who survives and sets up
Yeah, of
civilization.
course. My luck.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Sorry, that's really dark. That's dark. That's dark. I'm sorry. I apologize. No, I would love to go to space.
The honesty in this record, does it bring
Reel me in. Keep going.
the honesty of this album? Does it bring you guys closer together as friends?
No, we've been as close as it gets for as long as it's.
You've been working together.
7 years, 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
But is that what made it so easy? Obviously, because you had so much history.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course, like with the Thank You Next hook, that's like one of my favorite stories is Victoria, I was like obsessed with the chords. Like everyone was like, okay, this is like something. Let's like stay here until we get it. And Thank You Next was something that I said for like years. I always would be like, thank you next to like anything. You know this guy. But like it would be like if there was something annoying or if we saw something that we didn't really like or if our friends were going through something, we'd be like, bitch, just say like thank you next. Like, you know, okay, well then that's it. Thank you next. And my friends and I would all always say that. Victoria and I were trying to find videos of it. We don't really have any like video documentation of us saying that. I think there's like a couple, but we said it in our everyday language a lot. And then I heard Victoria in the corner just being like, thank you, next. And I was like, I think I like said something awful. I was like, F you.
She said,
I was so excited.
she said, Blank, are you saying thank you next? I was like, yeah.
Blank, I said, say
Yeah.
it. Please
Okay, wait,
use
I didn't know if we could
blank.
say it. She
Victoria,
said,
you say this shit.
That record, even though you've said thank you next in your life, does it take hearing it in a song to really make an imprint on you to be able to actually move on and say and act thank you next? Do you get what I'm saying?
Can you say the question one more time? I forgot what you said at the beginning of the sentence.
Putting it
Because
in-
I was thinking so hard about it. You were halfway through it and I forgot it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Putting it into a song, does that allow you to actually, like, does that validate it for you? Because you can say thank you next all you
Yes.
want, but hearing it in a song and it's a hit like this.
Well, it became super real. You know what I mean? Like putting it in a song makes it very, okay, cool. We definitely just closed that chapter. You know what I mean? It's like, we had like 3 different versions of the song.
What's the biggest difference between the 3 of them?
Well, I was like, I'm like super shy when it comes to like pitching wild things. And so I was like, is it like insane if I name people and thank them
Yeah.
directly in the song? And Taylor was like, well, it's gonna be a thing if you do, but I think it's brilliant. And she was like, but I think it's special, and yes, do it right now. Like, let's do it. And then we did it, and I was like, wow, this is really, really, really special and feels really like something, you know? And then I went home and slept on it, and we came back, and I was like, okay, let's make another version just in case without the names.
And that still exists somewhere today?
That still exists on y'all's hard drive somewhere.
What was in there instead of the names?
I think I said, say I'm too young or something. I've had too many boyfriends. I was just talking about what people say about me still. So it still like was like, okay, I'm embracing my mistakes and what I've done and everything that's contributed to who I am, but it was just less direct, and everyone kind of, including me, was kind of like, this is not the version. Like me, as I was doing it, was like, this is not the version. But I was also trying to be protective,
Yeah.
you know? So, Victoria, you want to take the reins? Tommy was like, I like when Tommy tells his part.
Yeah, I was like, look, let her record it. Let's all play along.
With the names.
Let's play along.
No, without
and
the name.
Got
Do it
it.
without the names. Everybody was mad. I said, no, we're going to do it. But we already know what version it is.
I'm like, we know which version it is. Because also in my relationship at the time, things were like up and down and on and off. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. And then, you know, we got back together, so I had to make a different version of it. And then we broke up again, so we ended up going with that version. There was a version where I was getting married. There's a version where I'm not getting married. There's a version with nothing. We're not talking about anything. And But we all knew that the first version was going to be the version we ultimately went with.
But you needed to get that out of your system.
But yeah, I just wanted to cover all the bases, and it was a big risk and a very scary thing to do because it is my life. I understand that, like, to a lot of people, I'm not a real person, or it's easy to kind of just like see me as like a song or a picture or like a thing that kind of exists in their head, and they know what they know and that's it. But at the end of the day, these are people and relationships that have, you know,
Real impact.
yeah. I'm a little I'm like tearing up, but you know, it's real shit to me. So
It's real life.
it is real life, and spent a lot of time with each of those people, like learning, and so it was like scary to put in a song.
Was it hard to listen to for the first time?
No, it was hard to play for people. I was nervous to play it for people. Like I remember Liz came by and heard it. Mikey and Scooty, who are right back there, you can't see them, but yeah, I didn't want them to hear it until I had recorded it, and they like y'all made it, so I was like, everyone get out. I was like, I want it to be perfect before everyone hears it. Like no one's allowed to come in. I was like very nervous to share it because I knew that as soon as people heard the names, they were gonna be like, run that back one more time. What the is she doing? Like what the fuck is she doing? My mom was like, she's never been happier. My mom was like, oh, this is just the best song I've ever heard in my life. Because anybody who knows me knows how Joan Grande has felt about every relationship I've ever been in. And she has been so supportive and patient and bit her tongue and, you know, been a fantastic mother.
That song was for her closure too.
That song is for my mom's closure, and also as like a thank you to her for helping me through a lot of this and searching so desperately for like what I feel parts of my childhood lacked. You know, it was just like a beautiful moment for her. My mom cried. Liz Gillies came through and was like, oh,
Troy came.
Troy came and was like, Jesus Christ.
Who gave you the most pushback on it?
What do you mean pushback? Like,
anyone-
no, don't do it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm waiting for you to tell me to suck a D.
No. I would never tell you to suck a dick. Unless you want, I mean, you should. I'm rooting for you to suck a dick, but I'd never be like, suck a dick, Zach Sang. I'd be like, suck a dick, Zach Sang.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Suck a dick. You should. I think it'd be fun for you.
Thank you.
But
I need to.
what was I going to say? You do.
It's time.
It's really
It's been
time.
25 years.
It's been 25 years.
I've done nothing.
We're going to find one.
I'm still a...
Tommy had one. Where's that thing, Tommy?
the finger.
The finger.
That big old finger.
You can practice on that, and we'll talk about it after.
Will you... Only if you give me notes.
I'll help.
Thank you so much.
I'll help.
So...
I'm not... We'll talk about it later.
Got it. Anybody named in that song supportive of you putting it out there?
Yeah. I had sent it to Sean, and he loved it.
Come on.
He loved it.
He calls people out all the time. He can't say anything.
Well, it wasn't really calling out. It was a thank you. It was very funny. He was like, damn, on the first one, huh? And I was like, I mean, you know, I went kind of in order. No, but yeah, he was very supportive. He loved it. Ricky loved it. He was like proud. But Ricky was like, why did I get the worst line? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, everyone else's line is so nice. And mine is like, man, him, he's trash. I was like, no, I could have said that. I could have said, well, some songs about Ricky. Never mind, he's trash. I was like, I could have said that.
That would have really
But I
flowed
didn't. I
nice.
said, now I listen and laugh. Because it didn't work out.
I remember that song, and you sending me the song that he was in there. James Dean, Look in His Eye. That was about him, wasn't it?
Moonlight?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember
Good
that.
times, Victoria. Remember that?
Man.
Remember that phone call? Remember that sleepover? I left Tommy and Victoria at like something in the morning and came back at 10 a.m. and Peter was there laying strings.
Yeah.
We've had some very crazy times. But no, everyone has been, everyone that I am still in touch with has been very supportive of it.
Hardest song on this album to write, to complete the writing of, not even the recording.
I was going to say Ghostin' sucked.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Ghostin' sucked.
At first?
Ghostin' was something that I had started with Max and Savin and Ilya. We didn't finish it, and then a few weeks later, Victoria and I came back to it, and it was just like, I don't think we even finished it. I think there's just 2 verses and then strings because we were like, it's just not. No one's saying anything. We're like, we can't say anything else. But yeah, probably that one. Just because it's super emo and whatever. It's a lot. It's like too much actually. I was literally begging Scooter to take it off, and he was like, "You're thinking too hard now. This is special, and you should share it with everybody." And I was like, "I'm just gonna let go." I wanted to take a couple things off the album, but I ended up just keeping most of them.
What lyric in Ghostin' connects with you the most?
Probably all of them. Probably all of them.
What was the hardest to put in a song?
I think the second verse.
Okay.
Second verse was really hard.
When you're making that decision, you obviously talk to these guys. Are you pushing her to put that record on even though she says or has pushback?
No.
Or doesn't want to?
No, whatever she wants goes. You know, like, it's her art, it's her story, and it's, like, really important that she feels comfortable with everything, but also free and, like, liberated, but whatever she says.
Yeah, Scooter was the one.
Yeah,
He's not
Scooter's
here.
probably like, you're crazy.
Why do you think he wanted to push for it? What was it that he saw in it?
Well, because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's my mom's favorite, and it is really beautiful. I think it's just like, you know, I don't listen to that one.
What song do you listen to the most?
I think I listen to all the other ones.
Except for Ghostin'.
Yeah.
What is that about for you? Okay.
Next.
Got it. Thank you, next.
Thank you. Next.
Hardest song to record. Your vocals on this are insane, and I'm going to start going
Oh,
track
thank
by
you.
track.
I don't remember any of it. I was drunk the entire time we made this out. I'm not kidding.
Is that who you vocal produce the best?
I don't know. I don't remember anything. I shit you not.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. We had a lot of fun. It was just like boys in one room producing, girls in the other, writing, singing, comping, producing each other. Y'all are all the backgrounds are Victoria and Taylor, which makes me so happy because like hearing them in it is like makes me feel like the experience, you know?
Yeah, they were there.
It reminds me of the time. Like, yeah.
Is that the coolest part about having your music almost match life? That you can listen to a body of work or an album and really be transported back to...
Yeah, definitely this past couple of years I have captured. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like between Sweetener and Thank You Next, I think those I'll never be able to like forget certain things because they were just like so specific. Also, Dangerous Woman and everything too.
How do you view music and life? Do you view them as two separate things or are they almost one and the same?
They're one and the same to me. And music is all I really am here for. Like, it's all I really care about. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, other than like y'all, but like, it's like, you know what I mean? I view them as the same thing because it's not work to me. Like, it's like, I end up at the studio bothering them and imposing on their sessions. I took you with me last night.
Yesterday.
Every night, literally, I just end up bothering them and I end up in the studio. I felt really badly last night because I couldn't keep my mouth shut. I was like sitting in the corner in Zara's session and just enjoying her singing, and she sounded beautiful, and I love what y'all wrote. It was amazing. And I was like, try this. And like adding harmonies, and I was like, Ariana, you're not supposed to be here. Have a life outside of this. I was like, also like, Ariana, what if Zara doesn't want you helping contribute and adding harmonies to her record? I was like, Ariana, leave. Why are you stalking these people? Like, just go home and stop.
It's music.
I just want to be around music all the time and around them.
It's
really just you guys. It's not actually, I don't really show up at anyone else's sessions just because.
Is there a trait that all of these people so close to you share?
Yeah, authenticity and like fun and just like realness and kindness and caring and funniness. It's just a really good group of people.
I see that in all of you. And you guys have been through so much together.
No clout chasing birds here.
Goodbye. Thank you,
You know?
Naz.
Everybody's just real.
Bloodline. I don't want you in my bloodline.
You scared me. I thought you were talking to someone below the desk and you said bloodline.
I'm whispering to myself.
I'm sorry.
Hello. Bloodline. I can't continue my bloodline without hooking up with somebody. Bloodline.
Oh?
really
Yes.
powerful record. Starts with Nona. Does
Yes.
that record start with that soundbite, or does it come afterwards?
Starts.
Got it.
Yeah, it starts with Nona.
Because she's instilling wisdom. Mm-hmm. Serving it up hot.
She actually was talking about a hearing aid in that audio. She was talking about a hearing aid, and while she can't find anything to satisfy her, like leave, because my mom's like, you need a f***ing hearing aid, and Nona's like, Joan, she's like, I don't like it. I can't find something to satisfy me. Ugh. And like my mom was driving her crazy, and she, so that's what that audio was about. But I was like, this kind of applies to my life, so I'm just gonna stick it at the beginning of Bloodline. Also because Nona is the queen and the matriarch of the Bloodline, and
Truth.
so yeah,
I mean, you got a pretty cool.
it applies.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was about a hearing aid, and it hit me.
Well, I broke through that fourth wall for you.
Thanks.
You're gonna think of that every time now.
You have a valuable bloodline. People want to be a part of it, right?
Thank you.
You know, it's worth something to so
I
many.
don't think I like the word bloodline. I'm discovering right now.
No, it's me
Every time
saying
you
it.
say, you're like, you have a valuable bloodline. I picture like my
Your veins?
house having like a big stockpile of blood in the frozen like chamber next to Lafayette's bed.
Naturally. But really, it's
I'm not funny. Go on.
exclusive stuff here. Do you have a different filter today than you did before you even consider somebody to even come close to the bloodline?
Well, I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's closed for renovation.
Got it. Until
All
further
of me.
notice.
Until further notice. Yeah. But
Makes sense.
But I'm sure one day when that conversation, when I'm ready to reapproach that part of life, that'll be a serious consideration. Will be, who do I want in my bloodline, Max Martin?
Who deserves it?
Like, Savin, who do we want in my bloodline?
Fake smile resonated with me, though, because I feel like I fake a smile rather often.
Like right now with me?
No.
Oh, okay,
Not
good.
with you.
Good.
I can stare at you and without a smile and be okay.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's definitely something that sucks to do.
Yeah. Everybody's had to do it at one point in their life. Mm-hmm. It happens. Makeup. Funky production on that, bro. Funky production.
It's nice, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Talk to me about it.
It's cool.
How did that start? Like, where did that come
Can
from?
Mikey and Scooty sit here?
Yeah, come on up. Mikey
Because
and
everyone
Scooty.
is like in here, but them.
Are you asleep back there?
Here?
So talk to me.
Hey.
You got had a hand in makeup, yes? Am I wrong in that?
We're jump cutting to a shot that is wider with the boys of Social House. Mikey, Scooty.
Yep.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You're like ready to do a weather report right now. Or do your school announcements.
I wish there was like the green screen and I could like
Really
in
relax.
Texas.
Look very natural. This is where you thrive. Can we break down makeup? Because the production is really unique. I've never heard anything like that.
My mom doesn't like that song
Why? What?
because, well, she likes the sound of it, obviously, but it just like is kind of masochistic.
Okay. How so? Give
Because
me,
it's like, ooh, yeah, we're fighting and it's hot. I hate it, but I love it. It's like my favorite song, but it's also like, let's not let that be a thing in your life again. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Like, I don't love it when we make up.
Is it your?
Let's stick to our guns here and respect ourselves. That's how my like subconscious has been talking to me since that. I literally been listening to it in the car and I'm like, oh God, I love this song, but I hate myself. You know what I mean?
But that's the reminder.
Oh, this record is so good, but also like I hate that part of myself.
But
But it bangs though.
it's listening to it and putting in music that kind of prevents you from doing it again. It's like hearing on repeat a cautionary tale. Am I crazy in saying that? That you're just reminded of like what you did wrong, so you don't do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The production. Who started that? Because I'm really hooked on that.
It was a kid that's a part of our team. He's from Texas. His name is Malik. And he was sending me ideas at the time, and I was like, this idea is like super sick.
Because it's funky. Like it's really unique in the sound. I've never heard anything like it before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. He's like very Pharrell inspired
So
and talented. So
you guys take a track like that, do you add anything to it, or is it good as is? And then you
Daniel,
just,
did you get your call that you just got? Okay. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted to say Daniel. sorry. Keep going, Zach. Sorry.
do you add anything to it once you get that production from Texas?
I think what we do a lot of times when we produce is we take the song, and it doesn't matter if it's 10 people there. Everybody tries something. If it's the best parts, we put it in there. It's no
It's like this big
favoritism. It's like, let's all get together and make it the best it can be, and not.
It's a collaborative puzzle, right?
Yes.
And you don't. There's no egos in the room, right? You have to leave the egos at the door in order to do that.
We don't work with anybody that has crazy egos
Yeah, no.
at all.
That
And when we do, it's like, thank you, next.
you know.
For real.
This is the last time.
Yeah.
One and done.
We just hang with our real friends. That's an inside joke. That's an inside joke. Somebody said that to us one time. Can I tell a story? Can I please? Can I please? I'm not going to name a name, but can I say it? And we can cut it out if you guys tell me after this that we have to cut it out.
No, go.
Oh my God, please, can I?
Please do.
We're playing Monopoly.
Oh gosh.
Off to a bad start.
Yeah.
We're playing Monopoly. This was like how many years ago?
Like, it was like 2.5, 3,
2.5 years ago, 3.
something like that.
We're playing Monopoly. Mikey is doing really well with the reds. He had the red Monopoly.
Going crazy.
And I had every other Monopoly on the board. I had literally every other property there is to have, and no one was landing on anything.
Yeah, because you
somehow
own.
they would roll 45s every time and just go right back around to the reds. And he was rolling in the dough. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the story. I'm still bitter about it though.
It's important.
The first person out was one of the people that we used to hang out with and work with, and I'm sorry. You can cut this out. I'm so sorry.
Go.
And he was like, whatever, I'm gonna go hang with my real friends. And we were all like, what the fuck? We were like, whoa, is it that serious? And he did. And he left. And he hangs and he hung with his real friends. And that's how I discovered who my real friends were. And that's how everyone here discovered who was a real friend.
Monopoly really brings the best and worst out in people.
Oh, I don't play.
Is it because it's too intense?
The only people who will play anymore are me and Aaron. And Aaron and I will alone play together for 7 hours.
Yeah, no.
It makes or breaks people.
Yeah, that's not. Back to the music. I'm sorry. Sorry, I love talking about the people I love so much. I get really carried away and I don't stop. Please reel me in. Go on.
No, it's really special, and that's, I think that's a rarity, right? Like to find somebody as appreciative as you as an artist. And I'm not gonna lie, like there's a lot of artists that come and hang out here, and none of them ever bring their writers or producers or any of the people they collaborate with, and we have people in here all the freaking time. It's
Are their
special.
friends.
This is different though, because it's like my family.
That I was just gonna say that. But that's how real this album means to you, but also to everybody in this room.
Man, yeah.
It's the power
I know
of
I'm in
music.
good hands because Taylor slept over a couple times, and she does not like sleeping over because I sleep with Piggy Smalls and I sleep with my dogs, and they're loud, and she doesn't like it. Right?
Nope.
It's really
That
funny.
pig was in the bed. She said, "Oh, oh."
Piggy started like crawling up, and Taylor was like, I'm so upset and scared.
That's hilarious.
Needy is a beautiful record. Those strings hit
Thank
me. Like it gave me goosebumps. Can we talk about the beginning of that song, the origin? Who came up with it? Who noticed what in Ariana? What was it?
Taylor, right?
Yeah, Taylor just went in the booth one time and just went off with melodies.
And then it was like,
and you
that's
were
it.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then the lyrics just flowed because,
She was saying Needy from the way beginning.
yeah.
I remember her like laying vocals, and Needy was always like in there, and I was like, sorry, I have to stop making that face, because last time I was on the show, I made that face a lot, and then I had to see it online a lot, and I really didn't like it. My eyes were like out of my head, and I was like, Ariana, be less expressive.
Needy. Is that record about you being needy or the people you're with being needy?
Me being needy.
Do you feel like, were you able to acknowledge that in yourself? Moments when you were feeling needy?
Yeah.
Do they bring that up, or do you realize it on your own?
I think it's just, something that you listen to it and you feel it, and it's there, and it's, something we all feel sometimes.
What do you need today that you didn't? What's different about your needs today than they were before?
Well, it's all emotional need. It's all like
Companionship?
wanting for healing and love and affection and like feeling, good enough and special enough and wanting to fill that void. It's needy in that way, not like superficial greed.
I understand that. Yeah, it's companionship almost, right?
Yeah.
It's want for love and affection.
Everybody feels that. No matter how good you think somebody has it, everybody feels that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. What lyric to you?
We live in such a fake time. I'm so sorry.
Nobody
We live
knows
in
the
such a
truth.
phony, fake, fakey, fakerson time where people are so funny, like on Instagram and everything, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Between filters.
it's so rare. It's just like, it's nothing.
Nobody's in
Everybody
reality.
just wants the same thing. Everybody just wants to like feel appreciated and loved and snuggled and approved of and celebrated and whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think that adds to the power of this album, right? Because it is,
you're so good at tying it back in when I go off the rails. Thank you.
I talk highly about the other albums, but this album is the most honest, and it does sound. I mean, I see you the same way I see myself in different records. I see you, like I feel it. I understand it because it's so reality that it's kind of crazy almost. You know what I mean? It's like it's as real as
Sure.
it gets. In a time where everything is fake and everything's covered up with a caption or a filter or exactly what you want to see and what you want people to see. But you've kind of opened up almost all of it.
Well, thank you. I've opened up as much of it as I can, I think,
I mean,
at this point.
wide open.
But I also think that's why people
Ooh.
escape in
Sorry,
it.
that gave me chills.
Wide.
I don't like wide open. Sorry, that made me nervous. That made me pass out.
But I think that's why people connect to your music, because in an age where so much is fake, this music is still real,
Thank
right?
you.
And this music is legitimate.
Well, it does say a lot to me that the biggest records came when they were made with people who know me the best and, they were so brutally honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does say something to me that, like, the world reacted in such a way when I've been doing this for 5 years. And I've, been putting out singles and doing all the jingle balls in the world and all the things and all the red carpets I could possibly fit myself onto. And, the first time I met Mikey, I was like crying in Tommy's garage because I was so tired from doing promo and like all this. And now we barely did anything other than just be honest and drop it when we wanted to. And the way it's gone over is a million times more than anything we've ever done before or I've ever done before. So it feels special to me, and it just shows that I should feel, even though it is really scary, more comfortable being, I guess,
You.
whatever the I am.
Yourself. No matter what it is, you're you. And it's authenticity.
Sounds great.